Hey everyone, welcome back. I got a small update here today. Once again, Southern Ohio, we're having rain come through, so not an ideal day to be outside. But I wanted to give a quick update here on what I've been working on our Fury police car. Here is a quick view of the interior, what I'm working on so far. We've got the radio stack put together. I made a couple mics for it. This one would be for the actual radio. This one would be for the PA system. Now, I don't have anything glued in yet. That's why I'm kind of holding it like this, because it wants to cock around on me a little bit, but you get the ideal. I'll try to take some of this apart. So I got this all together as one complete unit. And then you'll notice some of the things that we've done to the interior. I made armrests and door pulls for it. The wing crank and the window crank, front and back. I added door locks to the front and rear door, with the ones in the back being locked all the way down. Done the same on both sides. And then I added a piece of styrene in here that is for the Fury nameplate that is on the door panel. So once we get all this painted up and detailed, that will be hit with the Molotov pen. So hopefully, you know, that's gonna look pretty good inside the car. I do have it up, and you see right here I marked on the floor where the seat needs to go in order to clear the center partition. So our armrests just barely hit the seat. So if we can get that stuck in the car real quick. It's kind of hard to do all this stuff on camera anyway, but if I can get it up in there where it belongs. That's what we're gonna kind of look like when we get her all assembled. You see the door locks are right where they need to be. The old push knob type locks that they had years ago. And then something else I did for, you know, the distinct eye is I scraped out the radio that was on the dashboard and put in the radio delete panel that police cars would have had, because they didn't have any radios in them. I hope that's showing up okay. Just a couple little piece of 20 thousandths styrene rod and a piece of 20 by 80 styrene flat stock is all that is, but it gives the appearance of the radio delete panel. I know it's having a hard time focusing, but once you get that put in there, it fits serves the purpose. I mean, it gives it the look that I'm going for with this. But the door pull, the armrests, I made those out of, see if I still have it here. Where'd it go? I made them out of some 40 by 125 flat stock. And then I just simply rounded the edges of it. And then for the door pull to open the door, to kind of give that a 3D look, is I glued a piece of the same material here, the 20 by 80, behind just a little sliver of the 40 by 125, and then I rounded the edges of that on one side and kept the other side flat. So that gives the appearance that you could pull the door open. And I left the small gap in between. And then again, as I've shown on other videos, how to make your window cranks, that is the same. I'm sorry, 20 by 60, not 20 by 80. 20 by 60. And then just a small sliver of a piece of an 80 thousandths rod and a small sliver of a piece of a 100 thousandths rod. And that gives you your large diameter wheel and your small one that you would hold on to, and it would go around as you crank the window up and down. And then I just simply glue those on that 20 by 60, trim the edge off so it's all mated up good with each other. Real easy to make, and it brings an otherwise dull interior to life, so to speak, because all the engraving on this, I mean, it did have engraving for the window on the front doors, but it was very thin, kind of hard to see and absolutely impossible to paint detail. So why not just go ahead and add that detail yourself? Real easy to do. So that'll liven up our interior a little bit once we get it all assembled. And another thing that I've been pondering was cutting open the trunk on this car and hinging it. But from photographs that I've been looking at online, clearly, obviously the trunk comes down here, but then it also, I would have to cut here and come across the top of the bumper. And the reason why I say I think that might be a problem is because of the taillight bezels that have to go in there. That would mean I would have to slice open the taillight for it to match when the trunk was open. I do have a couple photographs here. See if we can look at this real quick. Now this picture right here, just one I found online. The taillights in the kit, the taillights in the kit come to, I don't know, maybe about here. They're not quite as long as this, but you can clearly see where the trunk opens up right there. So I don't know if I'm going to be able, see if I can zoom in on that any. I don't know if I'm going to be able to cut that taillight bezel in the correct spot where that comes down. Because I initially thought about opening the trunk and coming straight across here, but then I realized that wouldn't be right. So I'm going to have to come up with a different plan or a different ideal on how to do that, because I want it to look right, but if I don't cut the tail light or the bezel right here, then when I raise the trunk, it'll either be stuck out here, which is not correct, you know, or I don't want to cut it up here either. And then another problem is the tabs that locate the rear bumper are on there as well. I think you can see them right here. So I don't know, dilemmas all around, but I'll think that through, and we'll see. That's what it looks like with our bumper on there and our exhaust pipe sticking out. I don't think we are too awful long on that. I think that'll look pretty good once we get it all done, whether we open the trunk or not. Sorry for the glare, but I still have to remove the word police on that. But yeah, that's just a quick little update of what I've been working on. And, you know, hopefully this will paint detail out fairly well. I do have to remove this little pedal right here because we got gas brake, no clutch. As you can see, there's an opening in the transmission, so the transmission hums. So evidently this was conformed from another Johan kit, whatever. But we'll take care of that. We'll shave that off. I might put a button down here out of maybe the 80 thousandths rod, maybe something smaller, to replicate the old high beam switch that used to be in cars years ago that you used to push with your left foot. Not that it'll ever be seen, but I'll know it's there, and you guys watching this video will know it's there. We did drill a hole in the top of the dash here on the front leading edge for our microphone to hang in there. All we did here was just drill a hole in that microphone and added a piece of a paper clip to it. And then we curled up a piece of wire for our cords, and then just simply paint detailed it. The red dot indicates the push button on the mic, and I'm not real convinced of that. I think I might repaint that and maybe just take a small piece of styrene. Let me see what I got here. I might just take a small piece of styrene and make a little push button for it. I don't know. I'll have to think about that. We'll see. But work progresses. Thanks for watching, and you guys have a great day.